Hi, today we are going to understand how to create the processor which accept data in JSON format from a file and send it to your Cassandra database. Okay, so in this tutorial, basically we will be discussing about end-to-end flow and configuration that need to be done. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So what I did is I created a file transfer processor group here. Okay. So from that processor group, what I did is I added my flows inside this processor group. So my first processor is get file. Okay. Which basically pick up the JSON data. The second processor is split text, which basically divides the record from the file into the chunks. Third processor is basically where I convert the JSON data via JSON path and allocate the values to the attributes, and then basically I use replace text to create the CQL query which is used to push the data in Cassandra QL. Okay, so let's go step by step. Okay, for now I am stopping all the steps. Okay, all my steps are stopped, only get file step is started. So let me show you the JSON file. Okay, this is how my JSON file is. So it basically contains the employee data. So it has an employee ID, it has a file name, it has last name and other details. Okay, so let me show you the get file processor. In get file processor, what I do in scheduling is I gave the concurrent task as one. So I can reduce the run scheduler to get more throughput. Okay. And in properties in input directory, I mentioned the directory from where the file will come. On production, it will be basically some SFTP location. Okay. So this is basic filter. So that's all. Okay. So let me push a file. Okay. So where we have to push, we have to push at this input file F1. So let me do that. Okay, this is my file. This is my input directory, and I will put a file in F1 folder. Okay, so I pasted the file. See, the file is gone. And let's check our processors. Okay, see here, if you see this particular controller, the file has been picked by this processor and it is in queue state. And let's check the content of this file. Okay, so how can I check the content? Right click on it, list view. So it's around 15 MB, so it will take some time to load. Okay, so it giving me a heap error, so let me download it. Okay, so if you see the file, it's employee with ID text. And let me show you the file which I pasted, employee with id.txt. Okay, you can name it JSON or whatever file you want to, because I didn't mention any criteria in picking up of file. Okay, so I didn't use any critical file filter. So let's start the split text. Let's refresh here. Okay, see here. So split text has passed all the files, okay, and converted into 50,000 record. So if I go and open my file, let me go at the end of the file. See here, my file contain 50,000 records. Okay, so see what let's see what I did in split text. In split text, line split count I put it as 1. Okay, scheduling I keep it as is, and I left other things as same. Okay, now once the data is in split text, if I open this again, I want to show one more thing here. If you see, it has three type of terminate relationship. Okay, so if I select origin failure also, so what will happen, let's say I have 50,000 splitted records, but what it will happen that the final controller will have 50,000 plus 1 uh, number of records. Okay, so I only redirected the data which comes under splits. So if you see this controller, the name is splits. Okay, so let me start my next processor. So what my next processor do is basically it consume these 50,000 records, evaluate the JSON path of each evaluate the JSON path of each attribute, and allocate it to into free flow path attribute. So let me show you. In processor details, what I did is I create these attributes. Okay, address, age, date of joining, first name. So if I show you my file once again, see here, employee ID, first name, last name. So what I did is my JSON path executed to get the details of the JSON attribute and put it into free flow attribute. Okay, so these all attributes I can use in my expression going further. Okay, so let's refresh. Okay, see this line is coming in red. So we will be discussing in next session that what does exactly this mean and how to optimize the performance points in Apache NFV. Okay, so my queue is full. So let me start replace text. Meanwhile, let me show you replace text configuration as well. So what I did is I simply put evaluation mode line by line, and here in replacement value I put the QL queries, the complete QL queries. Okay, and if you see here, this is the way how I need to define my attribute or use my attribute in any expression. Okay, so what will happen? So whatever expression which is created in replace text will go to put Cassandra QL. So let's refresh it. Okay, see, now each layer has some queues created on it. Okay, at last what I have is put Cassandra QL is used, and in properties I just mentioned my contact points, my key store. Okay, remaining thing I left as is because it's a local setup, it's not a big server setup. Okay, so let me start this particular processor as well. Start, and let's refresh. See, so you can see the details. So my Cassandra processor started putting data in my Cassandra database. So slowly these record, if you see from the top, are getting cleaned. See, uh, the controller which is between split text and evaluation is clean now. So all 50,000 records is now gone to my Cassandra, and let me check my tip. So I select this and I execute. Okay, see here 50,000 records are pushed into Cassandra. So that's all for this session. In next session, we will learn about the performance aspect of processors and controllers. So what I will do is I will put the template form file to Cassandra in Git repository. The link will be shared below in the description with the input file which I have used and the DB query of Cassandra. Thanks for watching the video.